Hello, lovely. How can I help you? Okay, well, I can do that for you. Why don't you grab yourself a chair, get yourself comfortable, and then we can begin. Are you comfortable? Good. I'm Nicola, and you are? Oh, it's lovely to meet you. So, what exactly do you need help with? Okay. Oh, so you're a little bit scared and not too sure what to do. Okay. Well, it's also exciting. Alright. Let's start at the beginning. Okay. So, do you use skincare? What do you use? Oh, good. So you are really on top of it with your skincare. Alright. So, I think it is essential for anybody before applying makeup to have a really good base, okay? So make sure you're applying all of your skincare that's really going to help hydrate and plump your skin. Okay, so no additives or anything that's going to be too harsh for your skin. We don't want to cause any redness or anything like that, okay? So nice, gentle, hydrating, moisturizing products. Alright, so I have a product that I love, okay? I only really use it before a primer, so I do all my skincare routine, and instead of going in with my usual moisturizer, I will go in with this. So this is the L'Oreal Paris Revitalift Glass Skin Liquid Cream. So this has hyaluronic acid, vitamins B3, B5 and C. Okay, so it's got some lovely ingredients packed in it. Now this feels absolutely incredible on your skin. Okay, it's so soft, so silky, so hydrating. It's really going to give your skin that glow, glass skin, dewiness, and it's going to look more healthy, plump and radiantly hydrated. Alright, so this is a nice one. Now, do you have anything on your skin at the moment? Okay, so let's pop some of this on. A couple of pumps to do your whole face. Okay, can I apply? Okay, so you just rub it in as you would normally, okay? Make sure you are getting under your eyes. What do you think? Stunning. Have a look. It's so good, isn't it? So, you'd leave that to soak in. Okay, now is there any areas on your face that you don't quite like or they stress you out a little bit? Okay, so under your eyes. Okay, and why is that? Dark circles, fine lines, and okay, when you've applied things it gets quite liney. Okay, alright. So I have another product that I think would be amazing for you. That is this one. This is the CeraVe Advanced Repair Ointment. It has 3 essential ceramides and hyaluronic acid. It's such a versatile product. Alright, now this is what I tend to do. I get a little bit, okay, and then I will dab it under my eye area. Can I do that? Okay. So let me just get a little bit there. Now you can put as little or as much on as you like, okay? You can smooth it round. Okay, and then leave it. I don't want you rubbing that in. I want it to look like a little shiny. Okay, it's really going to help hydrate, okay? And it's really going to help lock in the moisture. But one thing I must stress, you must use an eye cream. It is essential, okay? So before the glass skin or any moisturiser, you need to pop on a good amount of eye cream. I quite like this CeraVe Eye Repair Cream. Okay, it's got 3 essential ceramides in and hyaluronic acid. It's a beautiful product and it pairs beautifully with this. Alright, so you dab in your eye cream, rub it round, you'd pop on your glass skin, then you go in with this product on your eyes. Okay, and then you let it all sit. Okay, let it just melt in. Now the product that you've popped on there is going to help really hydrate the area, okay, keep it nice and supple. It's also going to lock in all the moisture and everything that you've popped under there, really get it down into your skin. Brilliant, okay, and you'll see that it doesn't look so obvious under your eyes. It's just beautiful. Okay, so then what you do is you can go straight in with your makeup, or you can pop on a primer. Okay, so grippy primers are in at the moment. Now I'm actually wearing this one today and it actually surprised me. So I quite like this one. It's a serum, okay, so it's got niacinamide in there. It's great, okay, so many different things. But if you see, it's quite nice and thin. Okay, so you just rub it in, if this was your face, and then leave it. It will start to go tacky. Alright, but it doesn't go excessively tacky. Some I've tried are a little bit too tacky, too sticky, and feel not very nice. So when I pop this on, it actually gives you like a dewy look, I found. It was a bit sticky, it's very strange, but I was surprised when I actually apply the product how well it sits on your skin. Yeah, and it lasts so long. It's actually really good, which is why I always recommend this primer now. It's like my go-to if I'm going to be using a grippy primer. Now this is something if you want your makeup to last, so if you want it to last quite a while, when you want the products to sit better or not come off, especially when it starts getting warmer or you've got breakouts and the skin, you know, your makeup comes off quite easily, this is something so good. Hence why I'm wearing it today, because I've got so many breakouts here and I needed something to make sure my colour, foundation products, etc. stuck. So something like that would be great, but don't put it on your eyes, okay? Leave there, put it everywhere but the eye area, okay? That's going to defeat the object. If you're putting that under your eyes, it's going to go tight, it's going to go wrinkly, it's going to look awful, so don't do that. My hand's quite sticky now. Okay, so that's kind of the effect that you're going to have. Now, you don't need to use this day to day. I mean, it's totally up to you. You know, I use this as well because it's great for spots. So, you know, it was a good one to use. So you'd use something like that. Or you could just use like a Bobbi Brown enriched vitamin C face cream as a primer. Be Perfect primer is really good as well. There's loads of different ones. It kind of depends what you want. Now, I find a lot of people just tend to do their skincare and go straight in, and that's fine. What you've got to remember is you need to keep your skin hydrated. Alright, so you need to make sure it is hydrated, because that's when things don't apply properly. Okay, so if you recently just put your skincare on and you're going to put your makeup on, you don't necessarily need a primer. You just go in without one. Or if you want to do it for my purposes, then you'd go in with something like this. Alright, okay. And then please don't set between each layer, because you're just rehydrating the skin again, and you know, you just started from the beginning and we don't want to be doing that. Okay, so that's kind of the thing that you do before doing anything. Alright, so I will mention setting sprays because this one is lovely. It smells delicious. It's by the Beauty Crop. And this is the hydrating setting mist, okay, with cherry extract and hyaluronic acid, suitable for all skin types. Now, they have quite a few nice ones. The Peptide Calm one is lovely to freshen up your face. give it a boost of hydration, especially if you want to be, say, touching up on your eyes. You can just spritz it all over, it will melt into it, and then your skin's just a little bit hydrated again. Instead of being so dry. And you can spritz this obviously at the end of your makeup or after a certain layer of makeup, you know, but if you've got to think that if you're applying wet to your face, it's going to go wet and hydrate it again, and you know that can have a negative effect sometimes. So please make sure you're choosing the appropriate setting spray. I mean, if you've got one that's maybe got a glow in it and you want to like spray it all over your face or something like that, that'd be good. Yeah, so you just shake it and then you'll be like all over, make sure it's all covered. There's one like this and it's a matte one to give you more of a matte finish. But if you're looking for a setting spray that's not going to move your makeup, I would say something like more of an aerosol, more like a hairspray. L'Oreal do one, but it does just feel like hairspray. But some people just put ones like these on at the end, or like Urban Decay one, which is a really good, nice fixing one. But yeah, make sure you are looking and reading what type. But you don't need to have a setting spray. All right. Some people prefer powder, some people prefer setting spray, some people prefer powder and setting spray. Okay, good. So that is what you'll sort of do first. Then, me personally, I would always suggest doing your eyes first, especially if you're going for more of a bold look. Okay, now you can buy primers for your eyes, but I prefer not to, because it can feel sticky, it can go in your lines, and then when you put your eyeshadow on, it can go quite liney, and then it doesn't look very nice. So I prefer just to go in with the powder. Okay, so let me show you some palettes. I've got some palettes to share with you. Now, there is hundreds and thousands of different palettes by different brands. I physically can't get them all to share with you, but you can have a little look around later if you wish. I've just selected some which people seem to be going for at the moment, okay? But the trick is, when it comes to eyeshadow, is to make sure that the product's got good pigment. The better pigment, the better it is, and the less you need to go on. Alright. And there's some good ones out there. Different brands, you know, those reams are different brands that, you know, some are better than others, but it's just personal preference as well. So I'm going to show you these, okay? So I've got a couple of palettes by Be Perfect. Okay, I do quite like their palettes. So we've got those kind of shades, if you like nudes, different shades like that. It's quite good. Then we've got another Be Perfect palette. Okay, there's nice and pinky shades which look lovely. Okay, and Be Perfect palettes are actually really quite highly pigmented. Okay, it's another one of my favourites I've got at home. It's like a big one. I really like that. It's like the neutral palette. Then we've got some of these which are quite cute. These are P. Louise, and you've got some this kind of shade. Okay. I always find them such cute designs. Got this one. Like so. And them kinds of shades. Okay, so I've just got you these to use as an example, really. What kind of colours do you think you would choose if you were looking at a palette? So quite neutrals. Okay, so something very similar to these shades maybe. Okay, let me just have a look at your eyes. So taupe, maybe a mushroom colour, mauves, certain shades of pinks and browns and that. So you're quite a good eye colour that is quite versatile to use the different kinds of colours. But don't shy away from colour. You know, try different colours. Even if you think, oh, it's not going to look good, try it. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, everybody thinks just go for neutrals. You know, it's kind of like safe colours, which, yes, but some colours look better on other people. Now, with your skin tone, hair colour and eye colour, like I said, I think you could get away with any kind of shade there. And even those kind of shades. So I think, you know, neutrals, nudie colours, tans, taupe, like soft nudes, creams even, and like mauve, different shades of lights, pinks and that. Okay, just depends on what colours you like as well. So I'm going to show you what I think I would do. So always start with a simple colour and put it all over your eye. Okay, so I would go for like a white shade or like a cream kind of shade, and then you'd pop that all over your lid. Okay, now is it alright if I do that? Okay, close your eye. So I'd literally just push it in to your lid, okay? So you're just about dabbing it in, okay? And then you need to make sure it's all even. So most of it goes dab, dab and pushing into the skin. Like this. And you may need to do a little bit like that, especially against where your lashes start. Sometimes it can go a bit liney. And then dab, dab. Okay, open. Great. Have a look. Okay, wonderful. So then I would always go in with a lighter shade for all over the lid. Okay, so I'm going to go in, I think, with this shade for you. All right. I think all this one. Let me just have a look. I think we could get away with dusk, actually. Yeah, okay. So I'm going to put this one and I'm going to put it all over your lid. Okay. So we're going to dab it like so. Just over the lid, okay. Okay, then you just blend that, okay, so just so it's nice and even. Okay, open. Good. Sometimes you'll put it on and it's not light dark enough, or it's too light or whatever, and then you need to go in with a different shade. And you can put several different layers of the same colour on, but sometimes it's not going to lift beyond that. So if I'm looking at that now and I'm thinking, that's not quite dark enough, I can go in with a different shade. However, I think that is fine for you. Okay, so personally, I would go in and do your eyes before any skincare. Alright, so literally do your eyes. Once that's done, remove any excess with a micellar water. The Garnier one is really good from the Hyaluron range. Really nice and gentle, just move it all around. Then go in with all your skincare, primer and then base. Does that make sense? Good. Okay. Just wanted to clarify that. Okay. So then I would go for a darker colour into your crease. So I think I'm going to go with this one. Alright. That one's a bit more browny, that's probably more pinky. So I think I'm going to go for that one. Alright. So just a different type of brush. Okay. Close your eyes. So just in the crease. Okay, now we will have to blend. And then outwards like so, up. Beautiful. Okay, and then blend. And blend out. Okay, open. Have a look. Good, right? So then if you need to, you can go in with a little bit more of that colour there. Okay, or what you could do is go in maybe with a shade darker just for the corners. Okay, so what we could do is go in with some of this rhubarb or even some of this lavender. I think I'm going to go in with the rhubarb just because I feel like that's a bit better shade for you. And then I'm going to take a smaller little brush, okay, and I'm just going to get some of that rhubarb. Close your eyes. Just go there, but in the crease. Okay, a bit more. Then we'll get the same brush that I blended and go like this. Good. And then we blend. Have a look. Great. Okay. Then what I like to do is make sure there's enough coverage. So I probably have to go back in and go in with dusk again, and you know, I use this brush, and then just go back over the lid and just over the lid. Okay, nowhere else, just to make sure we've got enough coverage there. You can leave it like that, or what I like to do is get a lighter shade, whether it's a bit shimmery, whether it's not, and just put a little bit in like the corner, like there. So something maybe like pomegranate, or that you could literally put in the centre of your lid. So what I'm actually going to do is pop that in the corner like this and blend it slightly like that. That's just going to lighten up here. Then I'm going to go in with the glittery one, and that's going to go in the centre there, in the centre there, and there. Okay, then you want to go in with a different brush and just pat, okay, like pat it in. And then you may want to go over just gently with the blender and just sort of blend it in a little bit. Have a look. Told you. Stunning. So, stunning. So now I'm going to brush your brows. Okay, now your brows are actually quite even. Do you have them laminated and tinted? Okay, well it looks fine on you, my lovely. Okay, now you can go in with a brow pencil or a brow pen just to fill in any little gaps if need to, but looking at you I think yours are okay, so I won't do that. But if you are wanting something for your brows, I definitely recommend a brow pen. I quite like the one from Into You Beauty. I've tried the L'Oreal one, that's not too bad, and it's also a Be Perfect one as well, with different shades, and it's just like a pen and you sort of lightly draw it through. That is great for touching up, and I find it much better than powders. So yeah, and better than pencils. So okay, but I feel like that's fine. So what you do then is go on to a mascara. Now, what mascara do you usually wear? Okay, so you do wear a bit of mascara, but nothing else. Okay, let me go and show you them. Now, most people tend to go for a black mascara, all right, but I find sometimes that colours are quite nice as well. Even though they're quite subtle, it just makes a huge difference with people's eye colours. All right. Now, I have some awesome ones to show you by Maybelline. Okay, so these are the Sky High ones. All right, now there is a burgundy one which is one of my favourite, and it would suit your eye colour. So let me just show you. So never go like that, just spin out like so. Okay, these have got good brushes and that is a stunning colour. Okay, the green one would also look good with your eye colour. Okay, I know you're thinking that's a bit daunting, but it's not, it's perfectly fine. Then there's other colours. They also do a plum. Okay. Then they do a pink. Then they have the Space Diamond, which is quite nice and a little bit of sparkle on. Okay. I'm going to show you that one in a moment. Then there is a black shade. Okay. Okay. They also have I think there's a blue, and there's a couple of other colours I think. I can't quite remember. But yeah. So they are good mascaras. I quite like those. Sticking with Maybelline, we also have this one. So the brush is obviously different, and I'm actually wearing this one today. Okay. There's also this Maybelline. So this is the over the top. I used to like this. It was quite good. Okay. It's Iconic London. As you can see, it's quite a thin one. Okay, which is quite a good one. You can get like cheaper ones like Revolution. That's quite thick. Then we also have the Maybelline Colossal Bubble. Now, if I'm honest with you, I don't like this one very much. Yeah, I think that one's overrated. I don't like that. Then we have the Max Factor Wild Mega Volume. I don't quite like that either. But sometimes mascara is mascara. You know, if your lashes are healthy, you know, it's going to go on quite well. If your lashes have a natural curl, it's going to go on beautifully. If you have it lifted, it's going to go on beautifully. If you've got stubborn lashes like mine, then, you know, it's hard to get a mascara to kind of suit without having anything done to it. Okay. Then we have the La Masque mascara in black. It's a big brush. And we've got the Lancome Hypnose Drama. Packaging is amazing. That one, funky brush. Then we have Nano Lash Length and Curl Mascara. Okay, like so. Okay, then we have, okay, then I used to love the L'Oreal Million Volume Lashes, and I couldn't find them for a while, but I think they've changed their packaging. So these are them. It is the Panorama Volume Million Lashes. Okay, so these are really good. Okay, so that's in black. Then we have the burgundy colour. Okay. Then we have a blue. Then have a brown, which is quite nice as well. These are gorgeous. I love these. Then we have another brown. Okay. There's loads of other different ones of these, which I think are wonderful. Then we have a mascara by Rare Beauty. Okay. So there's some of the good ones. Okay, some are better than the other. Now for you, I would say a black, a brown, green, or a burgundy would be quite nice. Do you want me to apply it for you? I'm going to put this one on because I really like this. Okay. Okay. Blink, 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 blink. Okay. Another one. Blank, 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 blank. Okay, obviously you can put more on or less, it's up to you. Now this is actually lifted you quite nicely. Alright, you can use like an eyelash curler just to give it a bit more of an umph. You like? Good. So with your eyes, that's basically it. You can make it even more simpler than that. Just pick one colour, put it all over and done. It's totally up to you. Alright. You know, have a look and see what kind of things stand out to you. And you can always kind of copy looks or, you know, just do what I do sometimes and just experiment. Okay, so that is that. I'm just going to sanitize. So now I want to go on to the base. So what we do for that is you could prime or not. It's totally up to you. Do you want to try a primer? You'd want me to try the grippy one. Okay, I can do that for you. So all you need to do is just apply it with your fingertips. Okay, like so. Make sure all areas are evenly covered apart from under your eyes. We don't want to do that. Just go around. Okay. Okay, and then we just let that soak. Okay, so then we'd go on to the base. So you could go in with a skin tint, a foundation. It's totally up to you. Let me show you some that I quite like. My favourite is the Maybelline Superstay 24-hour skin tint, okay, and I use shade 3. Now this has a coverage like a foundation. It is stunning and I have that on today. I love it, it's really good. Then there is this one. So this is Be Perfect Chroma Cover. This is a full coverage foundation and it's a matte foundation. Now, if you don't like matte, you prefer a bit more glowy and more of a medium coverage, then they also do the Luminous foundation. Now, you can use these together, separately, it's totally up to you, and this one is my favourite. Now, you could just go in with something lighter. This is quite a nice product. So this is the Be Perfect Skin Fusion Skincare Infused Skin Tint. So it has skincare in there, as do most of their products, and it's beautiful, it's buildable, it's light but it's nice, gives you that nice glow. You can go up in a shade if you wish, and it will just even out your skin tone, and it's really nice like that. Or you can apply, you know, blush and things on top, or you can apply it under a foundation. It's totally up to you. So I do quite like this one. Then if you're wanting something to give you a bit of a glow, there's something like the L'Oreal Paris Glotion, and this is like light glow. You can have different types of shades of that, and some people have been mixing it with the Glass Skin product or the moisturiser out of the Vitalift range, or you can just apply that on its own, or you can apply that and then a skin tint over the top. You know, it's totally up to you. These products are, you know, really easy to work with. All right. Or even something even more simpler, just some vitamin C daily UV, which will give you a bit of a glow. Okay, so is there anything that you would like me to try? Okay, I can definitely do that for you. So let's get this. So this is what I tend to use. It's a Brush Candy BC30 brush. Okay, so you'll get your chosen product and you'll pop it into the palm of your hands and you'll warm it up. Okay, then you will go like this. So we're just going to dab it into the skin. Rather than rubbing, we're going to be dabbing, okay? Even though this brush is pretty good, and this product is, that if you did rub, you know, it kind of doesn't leave streaks or anything like that. It's really, really good. Okay. So even though you've got that grippy primer on, as you can see, this is really, you know, helping. Now I'm going to blend it down your neck like so. Always make sure we are bringing it down. Okay. They do say do your ears and things like that. It's totally up to you. I don't. I will just bring it here and then bring it right down. So we could do that. Then what excess is left on the brush, I will literally just dab under the eye area, just to kind of even out the colour a little bit. And that'll be it. Unless I have a blemish, things like that, then you would go into that area and work on it with your concealers and things. Now I'll just show you what I did today. So I used some of this colour corrector by Elf, okay, so I popped it onto the back of my hands I got a simple concealer brush like this one, dabbed it in, and then I went all over my spots like this, dabbed it all in, let it all soak. Then I went in with a normal concealer and I went all over it. Then I went in with the foundation, then I went in with concealer again, and then a bit more foundation on top to get it to look like that. Okay, so my favourite concealers at the moment are the Bella Magenta ones. Now I actually have 3 shades, so I've got shades 1, 2 and 3. I tend to use the lightest shade, number 1, for under my eyes because it's going to lift and brighten. Okay, then I'll use number 2 around like my nose area, or maybe like here and here, or over spots, or sometimes the darker one, it just depends. Okay, so you don't need to have any concealer anywhere else. If you had a bit of discoloration around the nose, you could probably pop a little bit there, but yours is actually quite alright. So all you would do is pop a little bit on the back of your hand. Okay, then you'd get a concealer brush. And then just bring it down the centre like so, and then there, the centre bit there, and then just on the edge of your eye contour area, and then you'll see it just blends. We're not rubbing, we are dabbing. Okay, dab, 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 like so. And that is it. You don't need to do anything else with it. And look how smooth that is. Okay, what you may do after a while, you may need to go up and top up a little bit more, or you could just get your brush and go like this. Because you've got that CeraVe product there, it's quite movable, so you can just go back in and dab this under your eye area, which is quite good. Or you could put a little bit more concealer on and just do the same kind of thing again. Or you need to pop a little bit more of that CeraVe product on, dab, 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 go in with a bit more concealer and do the same again, just to freshen and brighten. But if you were doing that, then I'd say spritz maybe your face with maybe one of these products, whether it's this one or it's one of your the Peptide Calm one, just to help hydrate under the eyes again. And that'll be that really. If you do have obviously any breakouts and things, you do the same again, pop it on there and then just go dab, 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 dab in. Okay, or any areas of discoloration or patches that you would like to cover. Okay, so that is it basically. What I would do then is, after I've finished all my base, is literally spritz your face with a setting spray. All right, so let's do that. Okay, so then you would go in with some kind of blush and bronze. Now I am loving this at the moment. This is my favourite one. This is the Too Faced Papa Don't Peach. Okay, this is beautiful. It's a peach colour with a bit of a shimmer. It's perfect shade for me. I love that. It's really good. But I also like the NYX NYX Buttermelt Blush in shade Butter Together, which is a soft pink. Okay, so it's quite a nice pink there. These smell gorgeous. It's also like a darker shade, which is for the Butter, which is like a mauve colour. Okay. Then bronzer, it all depends on your shade. Now this one suits me, which is Deserve Butter, which is a light medium. Again, so many different blushes, so many different bronzers. There's so many different ones out there. These ones have got really good pigment. I like them, and so does this. But again, it's just personal preference, really. I am going to go in with the mauve one for you. All right, so let me just get the right brush. Where are you? Now you want a brush maybe like this, okay? And then you would just dab it at the top of your cheeks. If you want to look more lifted and more youthful, you would just do that. You can bring it up here if you wish, but like that. And you can apply as much or as little as you like, and make sure you are pushing it into the skin like so. Okay, you can always go in a little bit later with a little bit more or add a different shade. Okay, then I'm going to pop on some of this wonderful bronze. Okay, now this, you can use this as your contour, or you can actually get some contour, or you just use it a bit like a bronzer. Some people like to just put it as their blush. What I like to do is pop it here and here and here. But it also depends on your forehead. Me personally, I would just have it like this section. But what you're going to be doing is just dabbing it in, and these products are very movable. All right. Then you're going to pop it around your blush and on your cheeks, like so. Just tap all that in. Then if you need to, you can contour your jaw. I'm just going to pop a little bit here and here on you. I don't think you need any more anywhere else. Okay, and if you wanted to, a little bit on your nose, just to add a little bit of a shimmer. Okay, obviously make sure it's all nicely blended in. Have a look. Now if you wanted to use some kind of highlight, then you could use something like so. This is the Iconic London, and this is Baked Highlighter. What we do, we just dab it on the tops there and there, give you that. You could do a little bit there and there above your brow. Okay, but that's about it. It's a nice one. I also like the LMSK one, which I think is lovely. And then that will be that. Then you would finish off with a powder. So a translucent powder is the best way to go. Pressed or, you know, loose powder. Loose powder probably works better and it's much lighter. But we do have ones like the Beauty Crop Pore Filter, which are blurring pressed powders. So you've got like your translucent one. We have the peach one. And we have the lilac one. And it also depends on what kind of look you want to go for. You want to keep it bright under your eyes. You know, you can maybe use like a lilac or even a pink or a peach. Depends what kind of colours you want to kind of, you know, go for. You could use it all over your skin, or you can just use your translucent one that doesn't even transfer any colour. Now, these NYX ones are quite nice. So these are the Wonder Snatched ones. So the peach one I like to lightly put around my eye area but not go right up, and then the other one I like to apply it all over. So you get something like maybe like a big brush all over. Then this is loose powder. So when you see that in there, I will literally just brush my brush in there and then dab. And you can put as little or as much in that on as you wish. And if you wanted to, you can put some powder underneath your eyes, but you would just use a light brush like this and maybe just go up there. Some people go all the way up that, you know, or you can use like a pad or a sponge and different things like that. You've got to find what works for you, my lovely. And then you would literally, if you wanted to, go in with a setting spray after that. But have a look. What do you think? Good. I don't think you need eyeliner, but that's totally up to you. If you would like to, maybe put a little bit in the corner. Any eyeliner is pretty good, really, or like a white one to go under your eyes to help brighten. All right, and lip liners. I mean, you can use lip liners. I don't tend to use them, but there's all sorts of different ones in the market. You know, and then lip gloss, lipstick, lip oils even have colours now. We have all sorts of different ones, and as you can see, we have reams of lipsticks stuff. I mean, you can just see all that there, the reams of it. Yeah, and I've got all sorts of different types. And I mean, this is quite a nice one. This is the NYX Jelly Job, and I quite like it because it's like a different brush. Like, it's like just a flat thing, which is really weird, but it actually works really well and it feels amazing and looks amazing. That's a good one. We also have the one that I'm actually got on, and this is the Fenty Beauty Oil. So it's an actual oil, but as you can see, it's got a nice shimmer and a colour. Beautiful. And it comes in different shades as well. So there's that option. So these are the Maybelline. We have Wild Card, which is a stunning red. It's a matte lipstick, that one. Okay. Then we have Fit Check, and this is a satin one. I love that. It's really nice. Okay. We have an iconic one. It's like this kind of shade. What kind of lipstick would you normally go for? Nudes, clear lip gloss. Okay. This is quite a nice one. This is L'Oreal Hyaluronic Lip Oil. Hyaluron lip oil, should I say. Now this is like the expensive brand. It's that one, and that's shade Worth It. NYX also do some good ones of these. This is the NYX Lip Ivy Hydrating Gloss Serum in shade Berry Thirsty. Stunning. I've got so many different colours. Me, I love pinks, I love reds, and some shades of like browns. And I quite like glossy looks nowadays, whereas before I quite liked matte. So shall I apply one to you? I'm going to go for this one. Okay. Go. Have a look. Stunning, right? So if you wanted to, you could go in and line the lips slightly or just go in with that, but I think it's beautiful. Okay, so what do you think of your finished look? Love it? Good. You look absolutely amazing. Do you feel it? Good. What I will do is, if you can give me your email address, I can send you over everything I've used. I can send you over an information sheet that I have with all my recommendations on and things like that. Is that any use to you? Okay, if I can take your email. Okay, and just confirm your name. Okay, wonderful. So what I will do is send over everything I've used. All right. My recommendations for your face personally. All right, things that I think would work well for you. I will also recommend brushes and all the different products, okay? And I will send you over my full thing of what I would do in what order and things like that. I've got all these information sheets that I've already pre-made, and I'll just send that over to you as well. There's a few different ones, if that's okay. I'll have them all as attachments in the email. Okay. All right. So I'll get that over to you. Please give me a day to get that sorted, but it will go to you. have a look around the store, okay, and see if there's anything that takes your fancy. And then you can purchase if you wish, or if you want to look elsewhere, then by all means you can do that as well. Okay, but any questions about any of the products, there is people bobbing around and they'll be able to point you in the right direction. Alright, but it was absolutely lovely to meet you. I must say you look stunning. Make sure you do go and treat yourself and go and enjoy your makeup. You're very welcome. Oh, and you get to keep this, my lovely, because that's what I popped on you. Yeah, that's yours to keep. That's fine. It's lovely to meet you. You take care now. Bye-bye.